kind of leading into one of my questions, two of my questions.
I was hoping I was.
Yeah, so.
But this was getting really long.
I know, I was just letting you talk. I didn't want to interrupt you, but you're kind of hitting on two things.
Quit rambling and let's get to business.
So you've cultivated this atmosphere and experience where it's not just bands coming to listen to musicians. You've created a community. This is a family. The bartenders have been here from the beginning, some of them. I feel like my aunts are bartenders and my cousins are the door guys. It's always the same people. It's just so much different than any other venue where you just got, your hourly employees and it may be someone different every time. You have cultivated this community experience. You've kept ticket prices low. You sell your tickets through your own website with minimal fees. Your drink prices are low. In 2025, when you've got the ticket masters just reaping all of these fees and these artists are charging over $100 for basic GA tickets out in the nosebleeds, what are you doing to protect your legacy and protecting this to make sure that all those things that these other people are doing, these artists, that they're getting a little bit greedy, doesn't make their way into Knuckleheads? Because you have something so special here. This is the family atmosphere, kind of.
Well, again, I try to keep the prices as low as I can. A lot of people say, they give me shit sometimes about, hey, you're $30 is too much. That's what
they gotta go.
Go pay
they gotta go do some perspective.
$150 down at Midland.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think that I don't know. Again, it's just like inviting somebody to your house. I would not give them something that I wouldn't eat myself. I wouldn't give them a drink that I wouldn't drink myself, and a show that I wouldn't watch myself, and also a ticket price I wouldn't do myself. And I try to keep shows. I mean, sometimes I think I own worst enemy because I sometimes go, well, and an artist to be worth $50, I'm charging 15, But I think it's a two-edged sword. I think I've almost screwed it up for two, or you can't charge too much, because everybody's used to me charging 20, 15, 20, $25. And so if you get, but you get somebody in there who's really big, like, when we had Kevin Costner, and we had, anybody, that you got to pay a lot of money to, the first really big one I had was Merle Haggard. And, I had to charge $50 or $55 a ticket, which I thought was crazy. But, then I go down the scene one time at the, I think it was Midland, for sure, Midland. And the ticket was like $130, like,
yeah.
Why did
It's all about perspective.
Why did everybody charge $50 when you can stand right there and watch him? And down here, I'm watching him from a distance,
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Midland because Midland's a great
right.
show. But it's just what you get here is totally different than what you get somewhere else. But yeah, I want to keep the ticket prices as low as I can. I want the artists to make money. And I got to make a dime or two to pay the rent and all stuff too. I don't really do it for the money. I do it I do it because I love it. I love music. I want everybody else to love it too. And,
Is there any names that you want to book that you think, okay, if I get them in the door, I'll just charge whatever I have to?
Well, now, I did offer this room we're in right now. At one time, we only held 60 people.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted Chris Christopherson really bad.
Okay.
And so I told the agent, they said, well, everybody wants, or how much it'll take to get him. And I said, okay, I'll pay that. And they was okay with it. And I go, what are you going to do with him? I said, I'm going to put him in the back room. 60 people. My God, you're going to make Chris Christopherson play 60 people? I said, no, I'm not allowing him to play 60 people. I can't make him. I said, how much you going to charge for a ticket? I've never done this. I've always wanted to, though. $375 a ticket. They go, do you think you can get that? And I said, well, hell, there's 600,000 people in Kansas City. I only want 1% of it. And I said, yeah, I can get 60 people to pay that. I'd pay that.
Some people would fly in for that.
And I said, I wouldn't even care if a man ate his son. Just tell all the stories about what shit he's done, and they wouldn't do it. They really wouldn't do it. But I did get Shelby Lynn down here one time. I put her in here, 60 people. They charged $175 a ticket, and they paid it. It was good. It sold out.
The experiences people get at Knuckleheads is so unique, and you've got 4 stages here. As you were deciding to add one stage and then another stage, at what point?
I got 2 more when I hit 2.
Oh yeah, no, these are the things like the pivotal milestone moments of Knuckleheads. You thought it was a turning point.
It was a turning point, and that I got people come down, and I don't want to make a whole conversation about Knuckleheads, but that's what we're here, I guess. But people come down, they say, "Well, you changed this or you changed that," and I say, "Yeah, but when you come down, sometimes nothing's changed. Spring flowers got probably died." But I look at things. I mean, I got a different perspective than most people do. I look at things like when I walk through the door, I look at like a customer would say, "Hey, is this place inviting? Is it clean? Is it, would I want to come here?" And the artistry we get here, the musicians are like so over the top for a place like this. And I have people ask me, "How do you get so and so to come to your venue?" That you can make them want to come. You got to make them want to come. And you treat them right and give them the respect. Everybody else loves them. You pump up the audience where they are really anticipated and excited about seeing them or him or whatever. And then it makes it like it's so on fire because now the artist is playing his ass off because he's on fire because everybody else is on fire. And so
I just think of the Mavericks when you say this.
Oh yeah.
When they come here, they would play their hearts out.
And it's funny about the Mavericks because I don't know if you knew this, but we're the only club they play.
I did not know that.
They play theaters and performing arts and stuff. And what happened was years ago, Memorial Hall, I went and saw the Mavericks. And they were pretty big in the day. It was like 90s maybe, early 90s or something. And so I went over and saw them in Memorial Hall and drove a white Cadillac convertible over there. Thought that was cool. But so Raul started after the Mavericks broke up. This is really another long story, but it's a really cool story. This guy used to come in here, an older guy come in all the time on Saturday. He'd always tell me, "I'm gonna get my son's band to come and play for you." You hear stuff like that all the time, so you go, "Okay, let me know when he wants to come." They kind of not really blew it off, but kind of, But he said every Saturday. I mean, for every Saturday, I'm getting my son's band down here. So one day I said, "Who is your son's band?" He says, "The Mavericks." And I said, his name is Robert. And so Robert, I said, "I don't think they can play. They broke up." I know they get back together for me if I asked him to come in. We just make a whole street dark. I said, "Well, the place is too little." He goes, "Because I had body shop going at the time." And he goes, "No, we'll just put them all the way down the street and stuff. So he had a hell of a vision. And so anyway, Raul started coming on his own when the band broke up. And he started playing here, and we started talking and becoming friends. And he started doing shows. Now, I think the last show he did before the Mavericks got back together was a Christmas show. And I had a couple people complaining about it. They said, "Well, he's singing Christmas songs. It's a fucking Christmas show, you know." He's half Christmas and half, his regular stuff. And they go, "Yeah, but I didn't come to hear Christmas songs. It was a Christmas show. It was advertised as a Christmas show. But anyway, it worked out. And I said, "Hey, Raul, I'd like to get the Mavericks down here." And I told him about Robert. And Robert Reynolds was the guy's name. And his son was Robert Reynolds Jr. He was married to Trisha Harewood.
Wow, yeah.
So at the time, I think he was still married to her. Then he broke up, and she went with Garth. But so Raul told me, he said, "Man, you got probably half of the Mavericks here right now." I mean, they had, there really was the core 4. Half of them was here. He said, "Yeah, I got Michael, and I got all these other people." And he goes, when they put us back together, we're going to play festivals and big arenas and stuff like that. He says, if we ever play a club, we'll play this one. It's okay. So his agent's name's Clint, and I dealt with Clint a lot on other artists. So now on this interview, when I say I called, I don't call nobody anymore. You email. I'm old school enough to still call him. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a hold of Clint. Okay, and I said, Clint, I want to book Mavericks. He goes, Frank, they're not playing the Orbit Festival. And same shit I heard. I said, do me a favor. Before you say no, go ask Rob. And he come back about 3 or 4 days later. When do you want him? And they start playing. And he pulled up in a bus. And Robert Reynolds was with him at the time. And I didn't know this, but Mike Reynolds was their merch guy. But I didn't put the two, dumbass me, I didn't put two together that Robert Reynolds and Mike Reynolds were brothers. Okay. And they got out here, and Rawl says, "That's what I told you guys about." And all the lights are on, and the ons and shit going. And they go, "What a cool fucking place." Dad would let him. Sad part, the old man passed away. Dad would have loved this place, and then so they're playing. They was really getting into it. They had a hell of a good time, and they were playing. And one of them said, "I think Raul stopped, band just kind of in between songs. Says, I feel like Robert's watching this." And it was pretty moving. It was pretty emotional, and they just had a great time. They just really had a great time. And so we started booking them 3 days a year, every year. And this is the only year they haven't showed up. But of course, he's sick.
Yeah.
But I got a spot saved for next year. I got 3 days saved already.
You might have to make it 4.
I might make it a whole week.
If they make it, if they're here next year, it might have to be maybe 7 days would be appropriate.
I could do
sell out on 7.
I could do 7 days with them.
Gosh,
But I've always told everybody about that band. It's one of my favorite bands, and the local musicians, to come in and say, "What do you think I should do?" I said, "I think you should have fun on stage. I think you should watch the Mavericks. The Mavericks will make you think they'd never practiced in their life.
And they're so infectious.
They just, if Raul decides he wants to go here, the whole band goes with him, they'd be singing some song, all of a sudden going to KC and the Sunshine Band, and the band just, But I said, the thing is they're like a really well-oiled machine. They're so good at what they do that it comes naturally for them. And so if you're a musician, you want to know what to do, watch the Mavericks.
The chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry.
Yeah.
And the family. It's a family. So whenever Big Brother goes, let's do this, they do it. And if the drummer decides he wants to panel something like Wipeout or something, fuck me for playing Wipeout, It's cool as hell to see. So, what's your next question?
I was going to ask you, you made me think of something else that was on my list. I'm just going to skip into it. So,
did you hear that, folks? I made her think of something else.
I'm going to go with the natural flow. Of all the people who've walked in here, as customers, fans, musicians, what's the biggest celebrity that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're in my building?
Biggest celebrity or biggest musician?
It could be anything. It could be an actor, singer. It could be, whatever you want.
Someone a lot of actors come through here.
Really? Yeah. Even as a fan, like people who are visiting, they just come in as a fan into Knuckleheads, and you can't believe that they're here in your building.
Well, I opened the door one day, and Eric Roberts was here. I was like, what the hell is he doing here? He was doing some kind of commercial or something. He was outside, and I don't know. I come in one day, and this was kind of a crazy story. Did you ever watch Cheers?
Yeah.
Remember Norm?
Yeah.
George went. George was in my building on Saturday afternoon at Jam. Where the hell did he come from? I said, is that Norm? He said, yeah. Where the hell did he come from? Well, he was doing some kind of a deal over at the Dinner Playhouse. And so he just came down, and at the time, Saturdays and Sundays sometimes during the day, it was more of a, I don't want to say, I guess more of a kind of a big biker crowd. And they had girls down there washing bikes. in bikinis and shit.
Okay.
So I come in, George is sitting here, and all these girls are surrounding around him. I say, "Hey, George." He goes, "Yeah." So he come on. Then when I first started the garage, this was crazy. I first started the garage and I didn't know where to put everything, so we had the bar down that aisle where I got my table at now. And we had a sold out show. And doorman called, said, "Hey, Norm from Cheers is up here and he's got 4 or 5 people with him." So shit, where are we gonna put him? There's no place, you know, and I didn't want to turn him down either. So I took him to my table and didn't realize that my table was always at the end of the bar. So I set George down and I walked away and go, "Holy shit, I just said George at the end of the bar like he should be in Cheers." And so,
oh my god!
But it wasn't planned out.
Yeah.
And another time I was on, Julie was working here, and she come to get me. "Hey, you got a phone call. So I'm gonna call him back later." I was right in the middle of doing stuff. Okay. Oh, Leon Russell was here, and I was talking to Leon, having a good. Girl wants to talk to you. She said, "It's Barbara Fairchild." I said, "What?" She don't even know who the fuck I am. She called me, you know. So I went to get the phone. Sure enough, it's Barbara Fairchild. "You got Leon Russell down there tonight and tomorrow night." I said, "Yeah, he's playing 2 nights." And she goes, "I want to bring the crew." She was doing some show at American Theater out there. "I want to bring the crew down, and can we come and see him?" I said, "Sure." And so I said, "Okay." So I got off the caboose. I didn't have nowhere to put her because it was sold out, so I put her in the caboose where I was sitting. I said, it's about, I don't know, 8 or 10 people here. Come and watch Leon Russell. Then another time, Mary went up to, talking about celebrities, Mary went up to the Midland Theater, and Ron White was up there. And he used to sit on stage. When I get through this show, I'm going to Knuckleheads. And so here comes Ron, and you know, his entourage told me not to let nobody know he was here, so we brought him in the back door, put him in the caboose, and he'd been drinking tequila, had a bottle of tequila with him. And so next thing I know, I can't see him. I don't see him anymore. And Billy Bothworth was here. And Billy was on stage. He goes, "I want you to know this man right here, Ron White, best fucking comedian in the world." And here was sitting in front of the stage, and I'm going, "Well, so much for keeping him incognito." Right?
You know, have you heard about Billy Bob wearing his Knucklehead shirt on the podcast?
Oh yeah. We sold so many shirts since then.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I think we've sold. It's only been what, a week or 2?
Yeah.
I think we sold 75 or 80 shirts since then. And they're going,
Go get your Knuckleheads merch while it's still out there.
Get that knocked godly shirt. So I text Billy. I said, "Hey Billy, thanks for wearing my shirt. Made you look even more handsome."
He did look extra polished in his Knuckleheads.
He did. Made him look good. Knuckleheads gear make you look a hell of a lot better than what you normally look.
Very professional.
I got Sarah Morgan stuff on because, you know.
It's a good shout out.
Yeah, good little shout out. But yeah, the celebrities, there's been a lot of celebrity stuff here. Heidi Bloom came in the other day, about a couple months ago. Saturday Night Live girl.
Yeah.
And then we had Bill Murray here. A lot of people come through.
Gosh, that's so great.
But
if, you know, I've gotten a glimpse of the after show stories and some of the wild things the stories that have
nothing
evolved.
wild happens here ever.
Well,
Ever.
the story Courtney Patton was telling was hysterical.
Shit.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. And I know that's only the tip of the iceberg, but these walls have so many stories, and you have all these signs.
Wasn't there a movie like that? These walls could talk.
Yeah, which one of these walls is going to talk shit the most?
Man.
Which wall
Upstairs.
would be upstairs? Yeah. Okay, that's noted. So we're rounding out the end of the year, 2025. Do you have anything big planned for Knuckleheads you want to tease us with?
No, I can't tell you that to kill you. I don't know. There's all kinds of things happening here. There's so much right now going on with all this new stuff coming up that, you know.
Are you seeing, you know, with the music genres and interests, people are getting tired of the pop country. They're coming back to the roots, the red dirt stuff. Are you seeing a shift in the customers and fans that are coming in? Do you feel like are you seeing a tide change, or is that?
Well, I got to say we're getting a lot of different crowds, a lot of younger crowds and stuff. The other day I was sitting there thinking we had some show that was like, probably shouldn't say this, probably get my ass in trouble, but anyway. We had some show and I can't remember what it was. But it was like, fuck, I got all senior citizens down here. Then I go, well shit, I'm one, you know. So it was funny. But, you know,
I was gonna say you have me coming in here, but that's not much better. I'm halfway there.
Another tear to my eye here. Okay. But yeah, it's fun to watch them, you know, come, because now it's like, okay, on my stage out there, I got Knuckleheads Play Place, and that all started with me going to McDonald's at an auction and buying shit. I had bought this big old Play Place sign for $50. Okay, and I hung it on this caboose, and we had they call it a microburst. It's kind of like a little tornado.
Mm-hmm.
Come by, just screwed up the whole courtyard, and took the sign, took tables up, and threw them into everything, and screwed the sign up. Now, I probably shouldn't say this either, but I paid $50 for the sign. When the insurance company come in to get it replaced, it's going to cost $6,500. I said, hell yeah.
Jeez.
I should have bought 4 or 5 of them. You know?
Get yourself a vintage antique relic.
Yeah, but then we were kind of known for having this Play Place sign, right? So when I put the stage over here instead of in the caboose, and microburst went off, so I still wanted Play Place. So I had one made, and when the letters all crooked like it's supposed to be, and everybody goes, why did you put that up? I said, well, you know, it says Knuckleheads Play Place. But now why don't I get me a little sign below that says for adults?
Then you'll get a whole nother genre of people visiting.
So,
it'll be endless. They're going to show up and be very disappointed, though. I feel like I've asked, I know I've taken up a lot of your time here. Yeah.
What is red dirt?
Well, it's my favorite topic to debate. Sometimes I get a little animated and aggressive about it, so you're
going to beat the hell out of me if I ask you this.
No, I feel very strongly about this, that there is not a genre to describe non-mainstream, non-pop country. It's roots, it's Americana, it's folk. Now, people in Oklahoma and Texas, they'll argue about what red dirt is. They'll argue till they're red in the face.
Red and red dirt?
Yeah, right, I know. And I think red dirt is a crack where the music genres fall into where nothing else fits. And I don't know how else to describe it. And it's more, there is also the genre, but there's also, as Red Dirt Road would say, it's a lifestyle. It's a feeling, it's a community. It's where people want to be and listen to music and not put labels on things. It's just kind of a catch-all. What do you think of it?
Well, but you just said something there, okay? Not put labels on, but they did put labels on Red Dirt.
I know, because...
Okay, here's my thought, okay? I love all kinds of music. I like Red Dirt, I like old country, I like some pop country,
mm-hmm.
I like blues, I like everything. But I go back to, there's several people said this, but I think Elvis said it better. The music that moves you, the music that don't move. And somebody else said there's good music and bad music. Somebody else said music you like, music you don't like. But it just, I find it almost irritating to me that they have to put people, because I get asked a question a lot. Hey, I got 3 questions that just annoy the hell out of me. One is, where's so-and-so playing tonight? We're playing at Knuckleheads. Well, what stage? What time does the opening band start? What time is the headline? I don't fucking know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And, but, kind of music is this good? They said, well, hey, I said, okay, but first of all, who invented the genres? Okay. Why do I have to say, okay, this is pop country?
And now there's subgenres.
I know. And this pop country, old country,
Mm-hmm.
red dirt country, Americana, folk, blues, roots.
Yeah.
It's just fucking good music, you know?
Yeah.
It's good music. So, I guess...
What's the most rounded way to say it's not mainstream?
I just say it's
country?
something you're gonna really like. You give it a try, you really won't like it.
I could not agree more.
Get your ass down here and see it. On
You
that,
heard the
folks,
man.
on that, we should probably wrap this up.
So that is a great place to stop. I want to thank you, Frank. It is, like I said, it is the night before Thanksgiving. We, as a community, there are so many of us that would like to thank you for giving us an affordable place to come, where we're all welcome, that we know exactly what kind of product we're getting every time we walk in the door. It's the same door guys, it's the same bartenders. You're here.
One day get a different door, man. I know.
And you, as the owner, and your wife, you're here for every show. You don't sit at home. You don't just let things go and autopilot when you could, because you've built this brand. You really could at this point, and you're always here. You're taking care of, you're babysitting this product that's become a community. And I'm so thankful for what you've given Kansas City and what you've given me. I don't know where I would be if I didn't have Knuckleheads as my second home.
Try and bring that up to your mind, aren't you? Well, again, I feel very humble about Knuckleheads. I feel very humble about what you just said. I just try my best to have a party in my backyard, and everybody's invited. That's the difference about, I think, between you have like tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. You're only going to have people or your immediate family. I would like to have a fucking party for everybody that's ever been here. Come down here.
Yes.
And that's what we tried to do the other day with the things Thanksgiving. Somebody came up with that idea. I wouldn't mind. I steal ideas a lot, okay? Somebody said it should be called Thanksgiving. I said, I like that, you know? And so, but what I tried to do that night, we had 4 bands, 3 different stages, 4 bands. And I've always wanted to have, and I'll tell you why you can't do this. I always wanted to have where you come in and pay one ticket price and go anywhere you want. And not have to worry about, I didn't pay to see that show, I didn't pay to see it. Well, but with the different pays and with the different arrangements you make with the bands, it's hard to do that because so-and-so is playing for the door, so-and-so get a flat fee. He gives shit 20,000 people in it. He's counting people over here to see how much he's going to get paid. So it's hard to do that. So on that particular case, I had to tell each band, hey, this is what we're going to do. Everybody's going to come anywhere. Now, I got one guy that the Elvis impersonator plays here the last Friday of every month. He always leaves the door open. He goes, you know, and I love this about him. He said something I just got to say to all musicians. Don't be afraid to let somebody come in that hasn't paid and stick their head in the door, see if they like you. Number 1, you might sell some merchandise. Number 2, the best thing you might get is another fan.
Yeah.
You know, and number 3, that you know, they're not going. If they don't like you, they're not going to stay.
Yeah.
And if they do like it, they might go buy a ticket and say, hey, I didn't pay to see this guy. I've had that happen too. I listened to the guy for over an hour. I feel like I need to pay. So I'm going to go buy another ticket to see the guy.
Great.
So that was my goal in life, is try to figure out the way to make it fair. And I think, I'm going to brag on myself a minute, okay? I think I've got the artist, hopefully, and the agency that knows that I'm honest. I'm going to give you what you got coming.
You care about them. You care about them walking out with, you know.
I do care about them. And so the last thing I want to do is screw them out of some money. So if you just trust me, yeah, somebody might have slipped in and seen you. I can't stop that, okay? But you might have got a new fan. You might have sold some merchandise. And I think it was, I don't know, Jason Eady or one of the guys, like Courtney maybe, that said, hey, you know, I seen the guy come in. I knew he didn't buy a ticket. He only bought a CD and a shirt, and it's okay. Great.
Yeah.
There it is, folks. Here's all the stuff that you shouldn't hear.
There's a lot of stories off the microphone, off the camera, that I can't share. But if you guys buy me enough drinks, I will tell everything.
She's trying to tempt you now. We have a, you know, these GoFundMe's. We have it. go drink me for Abby on the website when you get to it. It say fund Abby with drinks. You go and click it on, and it automatically sends you money down to get her a drink for next time she's here.
Help me, I'm poor. Thank you, Frank, so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.